Welcome back, everyone, to another explainer. Today, we're zooming in on Admarg Digital, a team that is literally transforming how businesses process raw data. Look, if you've ever felt like your company is drowning in a sea of numbers, but somehow completely starved for the actual story behind them, well, you're absolutely in the right place. We are going to break down exactly how Admarg takes that chaotic, raw data and flips it into real, actionable business growth. Let's dive in. To give you a quick lay of the land, our roadmap today covers Admarg's ecosystem across three interconnected pillars. We'll be looking at the data dilemma, their B2B consulting services, their five-step process, professional training, campus programs, and finally, the overall Admarg impact. So, part one, the data dilemma. Like I mentioned, businesses are absolutely drowning in data, but they're starving for insights. Let me pose a question to you and really think about this for your own operations. Is your business data actually driving growth? Right now, across the board, so many companies have analytics tools running in the background, but they're dealing with broken data layers, inaccurate tracking, and honestly, zero actionable insights. You end up with leadership just kind of guessing. And obviously, that is a direct hit to your marketing ROI. Imagine having instant clarity instead. When you can see right away that, say, over 56% of your conversions are coming from desktop users, about 35% from mobile, and a tiny 8.4% from tablets, that's a game changer. That drops you right into a dashboarding mindset. Admarg Digital sets this up using tools like Looker Studio and Tableau to build these interactive, automated dashboards. No more digging through massive spreadsheets like you're hunting for a needle in a digital haystack. You just get the insights, plain and simple, in real time. All right, moving on to part two, services. Analytics into action. This is Admarg's first major pillar, B2B consulting services. So why do brands actually trust Admarg to fix their data? Well, it boils down to a strict analytics-first approach. They bring in Google-certified consultants to run these rigorous accuracy audits, hunting down any tracking gaps. From there, they handle the whole shebang, end-to-end tracking implementation in GA4 and Google Tag Manager. And the ultimate goal here? Massively optimizing your marketing ROI. A huge part of making that happen is a major tech shift. You know how traditional client-side tracking can be super unreliable because of ad blockers and browser privacy updates? Well, Admarg shifts things over to server-side tracking. It is so much more robust because your data is processed safely on your own secure server before it ever gets sent off to platforms like Meta or Google. It basically guarantees that the data you're looking at is data you can actually trust. Which brings us to part three, a proven five-step process. This is the methodology behind those reliable insights. Because let's be real, you can't just slap some code on a website and expect miracles. Admarg uses a very logical flow. Step one, they discover and audit to expose the gaps. Step two, they build a custom strategy around your unique KPIs. Then comes step three, the heavy lifting of implementation. Step four is rigorous testing and validation across all devices. And finally, step five, ongoing analysis and optimization. That is where the continuous magic happens. And the results speak for themselves. Check this out, 95%. That is the massive bump in data accuracy one e-commerce brand saw after Admarg set up GA4, enhanced e-commerce, and server-side tracking. I mean, think about that, going from basically second-guessing everything to having 95% more clarity on your customer's journey. And what happens when you have that level of accuracy? For that same brand, it translated to a 32% increase in overall revenue. When you know for sure which campaigns are actually getting people to add to cart and check out, you can double down on the winners and just cut the losers. Good data literally pays for itself. But don't just take the raw numbers for it. Listen to this from Rohit Bansal, a head of marketing for a D2C brand. He said, Admarg Digital transformed the way we track and analyze our data. Their GA4 implementation and custom dashboards helped us increase conversions by 28% within 3 months. That is the real-world impact of proactive, data-driven decision-making right there. Okay, on to part four, training, upskilling the workforce. This is Admarg's second pillar, their professional and corporate training. What's super cool is they don't hoard this consulting knowledge. They actually teach it. You can see their programs span different lengths depending on what a professional needs. There's a quick 4-week e-commerce tracking intensive for Shopify and WooCommerce, a 6-week Google Tag Manager and GA4 program, an 8-week course on website tracking with Looker Studio, and even a massive 10-week deep dive into AI-powered digital marketing and SEO. Now, these are not your typical dry academic lectures. Not at all. Admarg focuses on an industry-aligned curriculum using the exact tools product teams are using out in the wild right now. We're talking hands-on, live projects. They even bake AI-powered learning into the mix to speed up workflows. Plus, and this is huge, they offer 95% placement support to help you actually land the job. Moving right along to Part 5, Campus, Building Future Talent. This is the third pillar, their industry academia programs. If you've ever hired recent grads, you know the struggle of bridging the massive gap between what they learned in a textbook and what the industry actually expects them to do. Atmar's campus programs are completely designed to fix this disconnect. They want students walking out on day one with the actual tracking, analytics, and execution skills that companies desperately need. They do this by bringing flagship programs straight to the universities, taught by real industry practitioners. They run train and deploy internships, high-energy analytics and data hackathons with AI, and dedicated courses on GA4 and AI-powered marketing. It's totally hands-on, experiential learning. It really is the ultimate win-win. On one side, the students are gaining practical skills, internships, and solid placements. On the flip side, the institutions get a huge boost in student employability, they build a much stronger reputation in the industry, and they even get to upskill their own faculty. Let's bring it all together for Part 6, the Admarg Impact, creating an end-to-end ecosystem for data excellence. The sheer scale of what Admarg is doing is incredible. We're talking over 20 massive corporate tracking projects, partnerships with over 100 colleges, more than 5,000 students empowered, and a 95% improvement in placements. They've essentially built a perfect loop. They consult and fix data for businesses, they teach those skills to the current workforce, and they nurture the next generation of talent directly on college campuses. So we've seen how broken data completely bottlenecks growth and how a real analytics-first strategy can bump revenue by over 30%. And we've seen how accessible it is to bring these skills into your own team or school. So I'll leave you with this one question to chew on. Whether you're a CEO trying to squeeze every drop of ROI from your marketing, a professional wanting to master AI and analytics, or a dean looking to give your students the ultimate edge, are you ready to turn your data into real business value?